In our recent 30-minute special called Breaking the Cycle, we looked into the root of the gun violence affecting teenagers, but poverty is something that impacts everyone living through it. Kristen Goodwillie takes a look at how poverty plays a role in the violence we are seeing in this community.
22-year-old Lamont Gracia grew up in the Newburgh neighborhood of Louisville.
I didn't have as much as everybody else had, so I always felt like out of place.
Incarcerated at 16, he hasn't been out since.
I felt the need to get money to get clothes that everybody else wore because my peoples couldn't afford the type of clothes that I wanted to wear.
Arrested for burglary, Gracia says he wanted to be a basketball player, but even playing sports costs money. Money his family didn't have.
They couldn't afford it. Like, they'd be like, all right, he can make the team, but you have to pay this amount of money for the uniforms, traveling, and this and that.
As crime continues to rise in Louisville, there is one factor that officials like Assistant Commonwealth Attorney Elizabeth Jones-Brown says cannot be ignored.
I think most of our cases have a root in poverty, and that if these particular kids grew up in a better neighborhood, they wouldn't be doing this.
This map shows all of the homicides that have occurred through November 15th. Now overlay the community's most impoverished areas. There's a correlation. This US Census Bureau data is from 2019.
So there's a lot of issues that are deep-rooted in poverty.
Poverty that Roots 101 owner Lamont Collins says is historically synonymous with crime.
We need funding. People know that. We know you can't change something unless you put money to it to change it and resources.
Why didn't you think ever that you wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer?
I never seen it in my surroundings to where I would be like, yeah, I could do that too. It just wasn't realistic to me.
Resources that could change the trajectory of a kid's life. I'm Kristen Goodwillie, WHAS 11 on your side.